I'm frustrated, I can't take it, he make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, he make me wanna go boom. I clap my hand, stomp my feet, he make me wanna go boom. He make me wanna go, he make me wanna go boom. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, he make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, he make me wanna go boom. When I clap my hand, stomp my feet, he make me wanna go boom. He make me wanna go, he make me wanna go boom. For real, religion will kill you. I know killers who kill killers and real dealers who will deal with you. Plenty gorilla with 6 figures, they don't understand till they deal with us. I'm teaching the children how they can be winning. I'm giving the vision with that religion. Conditioned by the system, mentally in prison, and I'm diminishing innocence. Capability beyond limitations, my demonstration is militant. I'm a stone cold gentleman, and I'm colder than they ever been. It hurt me to set you in. My medicine come with a blessing in it. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all go, wait a minute. The statute of limitations on my spirit is never ending, that's why I'm grinning. That's why I handle business, staying optimistic, cause the crooked system is ballistic. Sticking to the mission, cause my position is way bigger than being a Christian. There's so much hate in my residence, disrespecting my race from the president. America screwed up, she's not celebrating. African American is not my heritage. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, he make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, he make me wanna go boom. I clap my hand, stomp my feet, he make me wanna go boom. He make me wanna go, he make me wanna go boom. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, he make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, he make me wanna go boom. When I clap my hand, stomp my feet, he make me wanna go boom. He make me wanna go, he make me wanna go boom.
So why is you faking? You know we ain't playing. See, you was forgetting, just nothing crazy. Father, come save me. Devil, what you even talking about? Like, you was sent to lie shit about your mouth. So, blood brothers together, let the world feel the boom. Yes, yes, outside. All I see is the doom. I'm the true who is you. Yeah, my swag's through the roof. My ghost rider so holy, I let the spirit fill the room. I know that you know. Yeah, I know that you know. Yes, I know that you know, cause I've been told you so. The end of days is coming, see bodies on flow. Talk about my inflow, yeah, like water I flow. And I pray for you pagans, I give you some more. But you gotta chill though, don't let that tea spill though. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I tell you the truth. Father, please forgive them, for they know what they do. Put their faith in the government, took their eyes off of you.
They put their faith in the government, they took their eyes off of you.
Boom, I'm frustrated, I can't take it, he make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, he make me wanna go boom. When I clap my hand, stomp my feet, he make me wanna go boom. He make me wanna go, he make me wanna go boom. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, he make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, he make me wanna go boom. When I clap my hand, stomp my feet, he make me wanna go boom. He make me wanna go, he make me wanna go boom.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Commit to our series. Please check your network. Make sure you try to hear.
All right. We good? All right, this is Late Night with Dr. T. This is the special we all been waiting for. We got some of the most influential gospel rap artists on with me today. I'm sharing this spotlight, and I think it's I picked the right ones. I'm so excited to hear what they got to say today. I'm excited for you to hear what they got to say. But first, what I want to do is introduce you to them, let them tell their story. You know how I am. Can't nobody tell our story like we can. So can't nobody introduce them like they can themselves. So I'm so excited to get that going. We're waiting on one more to get unmuted here. Hold on, let me unmute her here. This is Late Night with Dr. T. If you did not know, we have moved to Thursdays at 8:00. So you guys make sure you are tuning in on the new platform. Don't be coming on Tuesdays at 10:30 thinking we're going to be there because I'm being in the bed sleep. All right, sleep. All right. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started here, guys, because we got an hour show, but we got 5 of you guys on here, and I want to hear from each and every one of you. So we're going to start with Mr. David Benton. All right.
Hey.
We're going to have him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about him and the record label and anything you want to share with us, David.
All right, my name is Minister David Benton.
Hey.
I am the CEO and founder of Beyond Defense Entertainment. I have 5 artists alongside with me. I did 13 years in federal prison and for drugs and being in the gang and through it all, I had to go through my wilderness and I grew in that situation. I don't regret it. It's a part of my testimony. And while I was on the inside, I educated myself and I got more spiritually inclined and how the Bible say, just don't just be a reader of the word, but be a doer. Then it said, when the Bible tells us to seek God, I actually try to seek God and not just using the Bible, but different belief systems. But all the belief systems that I started studying, it just drove me back into the Holy Bible. So I'll be able to help other people. When I got out, I want to take what I use, what I learned, I want to bring it with me. So I'll be able to educate and bless those who are seeking.
Yeah.
So, I'm an advocate. We got a peace up, guns down. I do a silence the violence movement.
Yeah.
That's me in a nutshell. I'm simple.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's go to Slim Vezzy next.
Praise God, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Amen.
Amen. Hey, I'm just a man of God who's just happy to be here. God changed my life. He saved my marriage. He brought me back to his reality. I was out there doing music for the world, and I was talking about everything that wasn't of God.
Yeah.
I was out campaigning for the streets in any place you can think of, just a club to a strip club to anywhere. But God brought me back to reality. He showed me what I have a label called Battlefield Music. Now it's me and my wife on the label right now, so we're going outside.
Somebody having some fun. Hold on.
We're having some fun, right? Yeah, we're going hard for God. I'm also with connected with another label called iVision Media Group, and by the grace of God, we touching some souls. I know some people out there getting touched with the gospel and testimony. I'm just so glad to share it.
Amen. I'm gonna unmute right now, and I'm gonna have Polly come in and tell us a little bit about her. We having some difficulty with the screen, but definitely want you to come in and introduce yourself, Miss Polli Crusade.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
Okay, because I'm still I'm driving and trying to get it done, but I was listening to some of the testimonies and that's awesome. They were awesome. I can't get my video in right now, but hey, at least you can hear me.
Yes.
Well, I'm Polli Crusade. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just waiting on you to go ahead and tell us about you.
Okay, I'm Polli Crusade, and basically, when I first started Christian rap, my name was Unique, and I got that name from God, which basically all of us are made, uniquely in His image and likeness. But as I branched off from the label that I was under, God Boy Enterprises, and started to do things myself, the other name which is Polli Crusade, that I came up with was basically a fun name. And Crusade, when I looked it up, it's basically just doing the kingdom work for God and crusading around the country to help spread the gospel.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really neat, and it was cute. And it's basically talking about taking control of what God wants us to do as far as His kingdom. We have to take the initiative, take the lead. And so I just know God is going to take me all across the world to spread his message to the youth and to all people. And so basically, the influence of Christian rap to me is basically what I discussed at work with one of my coworkers.
Hold on, Polli. I'm gonna pause you real quick because we're gonna go into that in just a minute. Right now, we're gonna do intros, and then we're gonna hear your take on that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Miss Queen, we coming to you next, Miss Tiff. Doing all things, everything, inspiring, empowering, all the things you're doing, girl. Tell us a little bit about Miss Tiffany.
Amen. It is a pleasure, I must say, to be a part of the panel and roundtable discussion tonight. And, I hope that we reach many ministries and reach many people so that they too will understand the importance and the influence of Christian rap. But my name is Tiffany Coleman McGhee, and I go by the artist name Ms. Tiffany, and Ms. is spelled M-I-Z. I am from Jackson, Mississippi, and, I am a gospel rapper. I started 5 years ago, used to be a secular rapper, just like many of the other panelists on the board. And, God called me into ministry 5 years ago, and I came up with a song called I Ain't Preaching to the Choir. And I went to go and film a video for it back in Atlanta back in 2016. And in doing that, I started modeling while I was there. A couple people slid me their cars and asked me to, be a part of some of the things that they were doing. And so that really stirred a gift in me. And I came back home to Jackson and I started modeling with some of the local photographers and boutiques here. And one of the photographers thought that I had some nice features and asked me, if I ever thought about acting. And so he sent me some instructions. I followed them. And the first television series I was featured on was Oprah's Queen Sugar. And then over in the summer, I was discovered.
That's my show.
You watch Queen Sugar?
Yes, ma'am.
Ralph Angel. I had a chance.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice. But then over in the summer, I continue to do what God called me to do. I continue to minister, on that platform musically. Yeah. And then I got discovered by a staff member from the Dr. Bobby Jones Presents show. Wow. And I was the first female gospel rapper to be booked for his platform. Wow. And that was an honor. So I went to Nashville to do that. And, in the meantime, people were still scouting me out for acting opportunities. And I got a call from an agency owner in Chicago, and she wanted to cast me for Empire. So I played Shine's baby's mother on Empire.
I seen you, baby mama.
Baby mama. No, you know what I tell people? I was Shine's ex-wife. And so they were like, oh, yeah, baby mama. Y'all wrong for that. So now I'm saying I played Shine's baby's mother. Okay. But no, for real. But, I'm also Mississippi's first multi-award-winning female Christian hip-hop artist. Wow. I've had dozens of award nominations, and I've won I Ain't Preaching to the Choir. The single and the video were Grammy considered for the 2018 Grammy Awards. So I'm really excited about everything that's going on. The Mississippi Gospel Music Awards has selected me and chosen me as an honoree for this year. And so things are really popping. And it's all just happened since last year, January of 2017. It's when everything manifested.
I see God doing a lot. And let me go right quick to Kent. You introduce yourself, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into this discussion.
All right, my name is Kent Osbourne. I am the owner of KO Trucking, which is a trucking company I started in Stockbridge. Also have a record label by the name of Generation Changers International. I've produced several CDs, several music videos and stuff all over YouTube. I also have a nonprofit organization, and the nonprofit is a prison to power. Basically, if I can free people out their mental prisons, I can allow them to have power over every aspect of their life. That's what prison to power means. So when people hear prison to power, you might think something else, but like I said, it's just basically freeing people out their mental prison and allow them to have power over their life. And I had my dark days, before the bright days. I had the dark days where, I lost my parents at a young age, dad at 5, mom at 9, and end up getting into the streets, going to prison, went to prison twice, and end up finding God in prison the second time. Like everybody else, I was doing secular music, opening up for Field Mob. Got a song with Field Mob, actually, Pastor Troy opening up for Lil Wayne, Juvenile, and all them. until going to prison the second time and changing my life, and it was Matthew 6:33 that really changed my life, that seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things should be added unto you. So I took that scripture and I lived that scripture, and that's how my life changed. And now I'm here to, give back to the kids. I got a nonprofit organization, like I said, Prison the Power. And what it do is we mentor kids, and we're going to start after school tutoring. So now just by just giving back, and helping others out. So that's who Ken Osbourne is.
Amen. I know you got a big, long story, brother, that we've been hearing about a lot. I've been working with you for a little while, but I'm always amazed at, the drive that you have to keep going and doing what you're doing. Everybody on here right now, it's just, you guys are very inspiring, and that's one of the reasons that I've picked this panel, because I know that first I'm gonna get the truth, and we're gonna hear the real about Christian hip hop artists and the influence that they have, whether that be on youth, whether that be on the industry as a whole, everything. So I want to kind of touch a little bit on each of those things and get your guys' take on there, because I know that this is the best set of people I can get to really give us that type of information. So I want to kind of get started first and just get your perspective, and we can kind of go around. You guys can put your finger up, whatever you want to do to let me know that you want to answer that question. I think that's the best way to do it, because I want anybody to answer. I don't want to pick out anybody. All right. So right now, what the state of the gospel music industry, we have so many different views on hip hop, gospel hip hop. And a lot of you guys have come from the secular industry, and then you moved on, and now you're a gospel artist or a Christian hip hop artist. What do you say about the state of the gospel music industry and how you can impact that industry in the state that it's in now? Kent, and then I'll go to David.
I would say at the same time, as far as with the gospel industry with Christian rap, basically it's just living what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Our lifestyle is the most important thing, because people are watching us. They definitely watching. It's already a bad name on rap music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as a Christian rapper, we definitely got the whole, up to our standards, that what we believe in, to walk like Christ and to be like Christ. So when people see us, they see Christ, so it's all about that. So that's what I got to say about it.
All right, David.
Me personally, I agree with you, brother. Miss Tiffany, she got that song called "Preaching to the Choir." Mm-hmm. So, and I actually seen that video. It was a nice video, good song. And it's like, far as for myself, I got some songs that I'm preaching to the choir, but then it's like the church really, far as my experience, haven't really been as acceptive as I would like them to. So I'm doing really what I try to implement what Jesus did when, he said, I come to heal those who are sick, not the ones who think they already well.
Yeah.
So far as for myself, thank God that, most of my followers and the people who have been supportive have been the ones who feel broken, the ones who feel that they're not good enough, the ones who feel that they got to get themselves right before they even enter the building of the church. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to get back to the point to where we can, when we are inspiring people need to realize that, and I'm talking about the church, we can't forget where God brought us from. And we got to humble ourselves. And I think that's the problem. People feel they got to get right before they come into church.
Yeah. I think that's always going to be an issue. When you say that, that's very common across the board, whatever industry that you're in. But when you're coming into the church house, you do have that stipulation or that stereotype that you have to meet. And when you talk about hip hop artists and you talk about in the church, you're like, that don't meet it, don't look the same. So you walk into that with eyes right on you, because you say, I'm a Christian hip hop artist. Now you're gonna have people outside the street that's gonna be more receptive to you, because they can relate to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because we put a beat on it. And to me, putting a beat on it, as long as we do what we came to do, which is to win souls for Christ, I don't care where we're at. You know, so
that's right.
I definitely agree with that. Anybody else got something to say? Go ahead, Slim.
I would say, I'm from Mississippi, which is in the Bible Belt, and it's a very traditional state, and the churches are very traditional in some areas. And so, starting out with Christian rap, it was very difficult, and I had the pleasure of meeting a few people who were already doing Christian rap here, and so they were able to embrace me and say, hey, this is what you may face, and but let's rally together and walk in unity, and although I'm no longer with them anymore, but, it was a blessing to be able to meet with them and start my vision there so that, I would have a place like a safe haven to go and, and rally with people who were like me and who had the same vision and God had used to do the same work. But it has been difficult with trying to get the church to get on board with Christian hip hop. And I remember my very first time performing at an apostolic church, and there was a mother.
Wow.
She was sitting on the front pew, and she
the word alone.
And she was praying so hard. And I was like, I ain't preaching to the choir. I'm taking gospel to the street. She's like, take it on out to the streets, baby. Take it on out to the door to the streets. And so the harder she prayed, the harder I rapped, right? At the end of the night, she came up to me and she, she told me that she could receive it. And everybody, said that they could receive it. But I've been in some places where they were sitting like stone statues and proud. But don't look at the faces of man. Like, it's up for us.
There you go. There you go.
And we can grow it. We move on. You plant it and you move on, right? And that's what God called us to do. So you just give them the word and stay encouraged, and you have to continue to move forward.
Amen. Yeah. Slim, you were gonna say something?
Amen. I agree with all that. I'm here. I'm here to basically unify it all. That's what I have in my heart to do so about the situation, because it's so much traditional going on. When I first came in, really coming in trying to fellowship with my brothers and sisters and things like that, I was really unfamiliar with what they was telling me. They're like, if you wear a suit when you do, when you come in, or you gotta have your shoes shine, or I was just being who I was within the relationship I had with God, because when I first came to him, I was studying on the porch, before I came in to fellowship with others. So I came in and I was not recognizing, the type of things that were going on until I grew on into it. I started fellowshipping. I'm like, man, this got to change. It's so many people that's not going to be touched because they're being thrown away before they ever seen or heard from, or even get a chance to talk to you about, their relationship and what they got going on with God pushing for them to do, and I agree with all of it. I'm here to love people, and that's the biggest part about it. I'm just seeking God and pushing forward with his message.
Amen. I must say, and then I'm gonna hear from Polli. Polli, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
All right, I'm gonna get you in just a second, but I gotta say this about Slim. If y'all don't know Slim, like, all y'all gotta do is look at his page. This boy, he going at it, but it's so much love and encouragement every single day, at least 5 to 10 posts a day, just spreading the love of God, sharing his music and his ministry. I just commend you, brother, on keeping that going and really going hard for God. That is the epitome of going hard for God. You doing your thing. And like I said, all of you guys are, but I had to point that out because so much love in those posts and stuff, and I appreciate that because it's been inspiring to me as well. All right.
Amen.
All right, Polli, let's hear your take on that.
Well, I agree with what everyone said, but mainly I want to touch bases on what he said about, embracing everybody and not throwing nobody to the side, because people have to feel like, oh, I got to get myself together before I step into the church. And like I said, your lifestyle,
Yeah.
You can put on this big old thing about, oh, God is so amazing, but you can also be one way another day and be hurting yourself. So I feel when he said about the lifestyle, because you have to show love outside the church as well as inside the church.
Yeah.
And I have a really, really big problem because I come from the Kojic background. So, the scripture itself is basically, you have to have the anointing of God. You have to have that anointing that destroys the yoke, but you can also just continue to, make your music fun for the youth. You have to really just stand on it, because a lot of people in the gospel industry, they're targeting each other. They're being divided. And I just don't understand that when we're supposed to be Christian artists. But like you said, you just got to keep on. You got to keep on going and don't stop and don't let nobody deter you, because when you operating in the spirit of God, you're operating in love, and you're going to draw the people regardless, because God said that, He's going to use you to be that light. And if you're that light, then everybody's going to come. They're going to be drawn and they're going to look up to you. So it's a good thing to do Christian rap. It's a hold on the industry, on the secular music, because they're talking about so much negativity. So I think that as a Christian rapper, you have to really, really just like Slim is doing, stay at it, keep going, give the kids what they need. And I know one day I was performing, and an older person, not only the youth, but the older people, the lady was like, "Oh, I love your music because you were going in and you mentioned the word and the scriptures and about God. You want to be able to grab everybody, not just you. You want to be able to grab everybody." Because I remember when the old people was like, "Girl, what that you playing? Your mommy," like I said, when I come from a culture background, I was on the line and I was playing Christian rap, and she was like, "Girl, turn that mess down." I was like, "Ma'am, these Christian rap." And because some of these churches, they will not accept it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my mother had to help her to understand. Yes, this is my daughter. This is what she does. This is how God uses her to catch the youth attention or uses her gift. So it's just all about being one with God.
Polli, when you said that, let me pause. When you said that, I thought of rolling up at the church, at the Kojic church, pumping the music. Now, where you come from, you can't be out there pumping up music at the church house. Them people gonna be looking crazy. But
they so stuck in tradition to where the kids that draws them. It's a powerful message that's coming through there when you praising God, because you get them kids in the church. Come on, they're not finna be clapping their hands and stomping their feet and jumping up in the air. But when they hear that Christian rap, they finna get out some chairs. They finna jump up and they finna praise God.
But and you get, I think this is a great vehicle to get to the youth, but I also think it's a great vehicle to get to all those who are not in the church house. Like you said earlier, I think, Kent, you are dealing with people who are sick. Right. And when you're in the church, you got a lot of people that's sick there too, but they refuse to admit they're sick. So now we got to take it to the place where people are going to be receiving what it is that God is putting through our ministries or that we're speaking through, because it's all God breathed word. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter how it's coming off, but it does matter if what we're doing is not drawing somebody. It's not changing a life. So. I'm not one that grew up in church, so it's not as easy for me to say it, but I'm not about tradition. I love God because of the relationship that I have with God, and I push that on others, and I try to introduce Him as much as I can, because I'm like, this man changed my life. And He can do the same thing for you. And I got to have the experience with Him where He loved me to where I am right now. And I want to give that to somebody else, because it don't always take wearing this color or that color or coming to church at this time in order to have somebody saved. And the biggest thing that we need to do is to draw people and love on them and introduce them to God and let Him do His job. So
right.
Go ahead. I think one of you guys were getting ready to say something. Y'all remember, just put the little finger up, because like we in church.
Put the Baptist finger up, right?
Yeah, put that little finger up when y'all want to say something. So we talked a little bit about the youth. I know all of you guys had something to say about that. That's my heart. That's one of the biggest things that I advocate for youth, the violence and different things like that. I work in prevention and developing programs that will help prevent all this violence and stuff that's going on. And I know that each of you guys have been doing some things, whether that be performing at different venues where we are actually bringing awareness to this kind of stuff. Tell us a little bit about some of the efforts that you have made as a hip hop artist that has impacted the community that you're in, that can probably inspire other communities to start opening up for artists like yourselves to come in and do more work in that area. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, me and a partner of mine named Lawrence Williams, he's the founder of World United Ministries, and me and him, he got together with a couple of more people from the city. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. And it's very bad here. It's just like any other city where you have an inner city. And we had started this youth program, a safe haven program, where they'll have, for the guys, they'll play basketball, have some little weightlifting and exercise. And for the females, you have arts and craft, dance. And
hold on. I already have a problem. Because I want to play ball and I want to do weightlifting. Why I got to go over there and do arts and crafts?
I mean, I'm just saying, you really want to get your skills on. You know what I'm saying? You want to broaden your skills.
I'm the one. I'm the one.
See what the art do is make your mind take your mind somewhere. You can that visual. You can visualize. You can make your dreams come to life through the art.
You hear that, Tiffany?
I'm a rapper because I just freestyle that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we and afterwards, after they complete that part of the program, then they have to go to a class. They have to go to like the anger management classes, self-development classes. We teach them how to fill out job applications. That's the Safe Haven program. Then when I came out of my incarceration, August 7th, 2015.
All right.
We did this movement. We did a Silence the Violence. Thanks to this pastor, man, he's an awesome man of God, Pastor Daryl Arnold, with Overcoming Believers Church. And it was a beautiful turnout. We had comedians, rappers, singers, and motivational speakers. And when the kids come, we had them to sign up with community leaders. So by me coming up in a gang environment, and y'all check out my video, Peace Up, Guns Down, you know what I'm saying? David Benton, because if don't none of y'all do it, I'm gonna make a diss record about all four of y'all.
Oh, you don't want to diss me.
I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna be the first Christian rapper to do a diss record. But
just make sure you let them know where it started from. I'm okay with the publicity.
But yeah, that's what we're doing. By me growing up in the inner city, just like all of us, doing used to done secular rap and everything. You see a lot of murders and killings, and you just want to be a inspiration to them and let them know that there are other resources. Besides doing what you're doing, you can be creative. Like with me, and just make it a quick note. Like me, I sold drugs. I sold plenty of drugs, and I made a lot of money from it. And what I tell people, I never changed my hustle. I just changed the product.
Yeah.
So instead of me selling kilos of powder cocaine, turning it into crack cocaine, now I choose to sell CDs. Now I go out and get souls, have souls being saved, in the name of Jesus, Yahshua, Jesus, whatever you want to call it. But that's what I do, and it's been a blessing. And that's it. And maybe all of us can hook up and we can have a nice little rally ourselves.
I'm with that.
Hey, you know what? and I know David, you know, Slim and Tiffany and Kent, all y'all know about the tour that we're trying to put together. It's going to be called the Truth Tour, and that's going to be coming in 2019. We decided, and all of you guys are going to be a part of that. So I'm so excited about that. So this is an introduction to what you're going to hear. All of you guys, we play all of your music on the Positive Power Network. So this is a good opportunity for people to get a sneak peek into what they're listening to, who they're going to see on that stage. Powerful, powerful men and women of God. So I'm so excited to be able to, you know, be doing that. Even in the planning stages, I'm all excited, you know, to be able to plan that and get that in your area.
Amen. That's awesome.
Amen.
Amen.
Ken, I don't know if you was trying to say something before, and I might have cut you off before you went off there. You can't work, y'all.
No, you talking to me. I'm here.
I was saying you got anything to add to that, because I thought you were trying to come in at one point.
Oh no. I guess I just wanted to say, you know, going back into the prisons and stuff like that. I do a lot of that, you know, going back into the prisons and, you know, speaking to them about God and just basically just letting them know that, you know, if God did it for me, that He can do it for them. Letting them know that their life is not over, because some of the people that's locked up, they feel that it's over for them because they behind bars. So my thing with Prison to Power is really going into, you know, these prisons and detention centers and even to the girl detention centers. I know I just did that like last month when I spoke to the girls detention center and the boys detention center. They really them know, like I said, that, you know, you can change, man, no matter what situation you in, no matter what you've been through, man. God can use you. If God did it for me, I was in the same situation y'all live, and God brought me out of it, and now I'm successful. And the thing about it, you can do the same thing. So just going back into the prisons and stuff like that is I do a lot of that, so that's a good thing.
That's amazing. Go ahead, Miss Tiff.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of what I do, my platform is so widespread that sometimes you may see me in a park or at a homeless shelter ministering there. I also minister at a local children's facility where they've been court ordered to stay there for, you know, a certain amount of time. And I'm also in prison ministry like the other two guys. And I started out going to an all-male prison, and it shut down.
Oh, wow.
And then I transferred over to an all-women's prison. So they just had their 2018 annual Spring Fest. And I had a chance to go out there and minister through song. And I go quite often, you know, every couple of months or so. And so that's, you know, just a couple of the platforms. I also have published a children's book. It's called Hippos Downtown.
Yeah, Hippos Downtown.
Oh wow.
So I go into the local schools, you know, and it's a ministry for me because I'm promoting literacy. I'm promoting, you know, reading, and I'm getting a chance to talk about God, which, you know, they're taking that out of our schools. Yeah. And so I get a chance to go and speak, and, you know, say what's on my heart. And if God leads me to talk about Him, then that's what we talk about. But I go around promoting literacy. I just did an 8-school tour a couple of weeks ago, and that turned out really well, and has opened up so many other doors for me. You know, I just got contacted a few weeks ago by jobs for graduates, so I'll be at the Jackson Convention Complex this weekend, this Saturday, talking to about 1,000 boys and girls from high schools across the state. And you know, they originally asked me to talk to 500 girls, and then they said the governor couldn't make it. They asked me if I could take his place to do the
wow.
I know, right? To do the opening session and talk to all of the students. So, you know, major things happening, and I'm humble in all of it, and I try to remain that way and stay in a low place because, you know, I know God, and my testimony, I tell it everywhere I go. I was in a car accident, you know, I had a severe traumatic brain injury, spinal cord injury, in a coma for 3 days, you know, and so I've been through a lot. You know, there's so much more to me that people have not even heard yet. I have not told, but you know, those are some of the things that I do.
Amen.
Man, that's kingdom.
Amen.
That's kingdom work right there for real.
Amen. That is
Amen.
definitely Slim and
Amen.
Polly. Y'all got anything y'all want to share about any community events y'all may be doing or a part of that you feel that is impacting the kingdom for our youth?
Oh, I've done a couple stop the violence community concerts and events and things like that. Matter of fact, last summer I'm looking forward to some more this summer. And it's good to know that some people out there that will bring you in to be a godly like example to these kids and just everybody, because you never know who's looking and watching. I think somebody at the maybe the last one I did last summer, they got up with me like a couple weeks ago. I forgot all about when I did it, but it's good to know that it's good to know that people are looking and watching, and they wait for more. And one of the guys, and one of them, he actually works with me. It was another guy who he works with me, so it was surprised to see him with his kids and things like that. You never know who you're touching. And I deal with the youth at my local church, and things of that nature. So we're gonna get some things together, some good workshops. I was an artist. I was drawing before I got into rapping. So that's where it really comes from. God blessed me to be able to keep going. When I was 12, I had laser eye surgery. I was blind for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I could have lost my vision.
Yeah.
And God just brought me through that, and I'm just using everything that that I can possibly grab onto that He's given me to keep going with that kingdom work. Like y'all said, we got to keep going.
Amen.
They say they call this evangelistic ministry when you're talking about music. I mean, because most of the time, and I know you guys can kind of relate to this, when you're performing, you're ministering through that song. I mean, when the track stops, most of the time you still talking, you still ministering, and I find it odd if you don't, because sometimes we have to explain a little bit more when you're dealing with youth and stuff. And I know in Christian hip hop, you just going with the flow. This is what you do. That's a part of what it is you're doing. So what can we learn from those who are out there in the mainstream? Because you got your Lecrae, you got your Andy Mineo, you got your Toby Mac and The Truth. What's the difference when you look at what you do and what they do, and what kind of impact do you think they're making on our kids today? And let me just add this in. Lecrae has been kind of balancing between secular and Christian music. Like there's a pull, and he's saying, okay, I'm being open to doing it God's way. So bump what everybody else say. That's causing a big uproar in the gospel music industry as a whole. What do you guys say about that and the direction that we're going? Go ahead, David.
Me.
He always got to be first.
Yeah, that's how I used to get kicked out of class. But I used to raise my hand, but I was talking first, But yeah, me. You raise your hand and let me call on you. But with Lecrae, I have no problem with none of them brothers. As far as the way they rapping and how they touching audiences. But for me, and I'm just speaking, this is my own opinion, how I feel about it. Like Lecrae, I heard he got a liquor line. So,
wow.
You don't want to cause people to stumble. I'm not saying he wrong for if he drink liquor. I'm not saying nothing about that, brother.
You going to a whole different line.
I'm just saying that people who's not as seasoned, me, it won't bother me. But to those who are babes and still looking, and their direction has been it's kind of fuzzy, and they really don't have a solid foundation when it comes to who God really is. So things like that can throw a babe, a new believer. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing, because you don't want to cause people to stumble. So things like that. And when we, the thing like Jesus, when he was healing, and the Pharisees was like, well, he healing in the name of Beelzebub. And he was like, well, a house that fights against itself is a divided house.
Mhm.
They didn't even understand. And we're talking about the literal Messiah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so that means with us, and Jesus didn't even do nothing wrong. So with us, it's mere man who's sinners saved by grace, and we all, literally all, in capital letters, fall short from the glory of God.
Yeah.
So we have a X on our back, whether we like it or not. People, we do draw a crowd. This is whether we say, well, I'm not doing this for the money. Well, no, I don't worship God or serve God or serve the people for the money.
Mhm.
But as a company, I can't help nobody if I'm not making no income.
Yeah.
So to have my own company, to have my own business, and it's not making a lot of money, but the little money it's making, I do pay my tithes and my offering with it. So it is about the people. So to have a business, you do want to create some income. That's a blessing that they're getting their income, but they got to understand that they can cause a lot of people to stumble. And it's not much of a difference with us. The only difference is that more people may know them and they may have more money at this moment. But the small crowd that we do have is still making a strong impact. We have the same type of impact on people.
That
we got
you
to be
said
aware.
you said something important. I just want to jump in on that point. We causing people to stumble because we ain't perfect. None of us are perfect. But when you look at that situation with Lecrae, now I haven't heard about the liquor line.
Right.
But when you look at stuff like that, you have to understand, or you have to know whether you're being moved by being financially set or you're being moved by what you came out there with, which is doing the will of God, And so when we get out there and we start to going, that's always scary because somebody is thriving doesn't mean that they're doing the wrong thing. But when you start seeing the liquor come out and all that stuff and doing stuff that will cause somebody to stumble, that's when there's a problem. That's when there should be something said, as opposed to, oh, he's becoming an inspirational artist and taking the gospel off of it, So it's a very thin line, and you're gonna have a lot of different opinions on it. But that one right there, I had to jump in on that because I agree with that wholeheartedly. That we have to watch what we do because we can't be the reason someone else feels like, oh, I'm gonna just do this and nonchalantly live this Christian life. And that's not, what we're supposed to be doing. This is evangelizing. This is what we do. So anybody else want to chime in on that point?
I will.
Go ahead, Kent.
Nah, I just want to say, I mean, I know you mentioned something about the inspirational part. They saying he God out of it and doing the inspiration rap. I think nothing wrong with doing inspiration, long as it's positive and you're not talking about sex, drugs, guns, or nothing like that. But long as it's uplifting and positive, you don't have to say God and everything. You know what I'm saying? People know you, but people know that you got God by the way you live and the way you carry yourself. You see what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to say nothing. Just the way you carry yourself gonna show God and Jesus who Jesus is by the way you carry yourself. So by him not making songs where he's not saying nothing about God, sometimes I really don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to say about that.
Let me answer this question because Jody Spence just asked a question. Shall we continue in sin? That's definitely not. I don't want that to be taken the wrong way. As this conversation we're talking about in general, we're no way condoning sinful nature or sins in general, but this is the perception and outlook that we have on specific subjects. Okay, so we're definitely not condoning sin. All right, I'm trying to clue you guys in case you're not seeing it. Stephen Marshall saying Jesus turned water into wine, but he did not say to drink. So there's gonna always be a thin line and about this topic and a lot of stuff that that's gonna come out of here, you guys, and we can go on all night and talk about this. And and it's going to continue. So I love that, we're having a conversation because it needs to be had. So you guys go ahead and continue to talk on that. Catch David Ben album on Amazon.com. Just want to say that.
Hey,
All
That's
right.
All right.
Polli, you still with us? You want to chime in? Okay, I don't know if she's still on. I think I might have. All right. Go ahead, chime in. I'm sorry about that.
I just wanted to touch bases on the rappers that are already out, like you said. I love their music. I love Lecrae. I used to listen to it every morning. Yeah. And just as another artist said, I don't see nothing wrong with a person just doing inspirational rap, but like you mentioned, we don't want to cause anybody to fall. Yeah. And that goes back to the scripture. God said we have to bear one another burdens. We have to pray for one another because, come on, we do got the devil out here. And we know that he coming. He gonna come with whatever he can come with. And people think that this thing is just easy. It's not easy. That's why you said it's called truth. Let's be real. He may be going through a little financial situation, but it's up to us to go ahead and put him before God and tell God, okay, make sure that he don't cause people to stumble. Make sure that he don't lead people astray and bring him back to where he belongs if that's the issue or that's the case that God wants him to do, Yeah. So that's just my input.
Thank you so much for that input, and that's very true. Miss Tiffany, anything to say on that?
Well, this is my first time ever hearing of a liquor line. I have to do some research on that, and I don't know the validity of it. I don't know the source, and nothing on whoever said it. I can't even remember who it was this time, but I would have to do a little research on that just to see if it was actually true. But I did think about when Jesus turned water into wine and they distributed it throughout the wedding. It was weak wine at that. It was the good stuff. But no, I'm definitely not condoning anything. Yeah. Like I said, I just got to do a little research. But as far as the difference between us and them, I would say just because you see people having more exposure on a larger platform, because they have the financial backing or the connections and the resources to do that, does not mean that they're outworking you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very
I know the work that I've put in.
Yeah.
And, am not taking anything from anyone that's on a larger platform right now. But I know the work that I put in. And so I'm continuing to do ministry. A lot of times we can still touch the people that our music is reaching.
Yes.
They have such a large platform right now that they're not able to touch each and every person. Even I'm not, but there's a mass of people that they're reaching that we're not reaching because of television and radio promo and things of that nature. So I would say that probably is the main difference between us and them, but you can't equate exposure to them making money. So a lot of times you're seeing paid appearances. You know what I'm saying? Not that people just wanted to book them just to have them on the show. It's because they paid to be on that platform and paid to appear there because they have the financial backing to be able to do so. That's promotion for them. That's how they get sales and pull their money in.
Right.
So don't ever feel like just because you see someone making all of these appearances and everything that they are getting so paid. They may actually be the one who's doing the paying.
Yeah, that kind of paid on record labels back too.
That's right.
Right.
Ain't doing that
right now would be kind of the way to go, especially with Christian hip hop, until you figure out what your true market is.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't compare the two. You don't know what they doing, just like they don't see what we're doing. They don't see us because we don't have the necessary exposure to put us out there on that platform. Yeah. We don't see them because we see them on TV and that's it,
But that's the thing. I never want someone independent or whatnot to measure their success on somebody that's mainstream. You have to operate and go hard in the area that God is giving you and the ministry that he's giving you. And you guys all are an example of that, because regardless if you're on the main stage, you still going hard. And guess what? You're saving lives.
Amen.
Right.
Doing on that platform. If we're so focused on the stage and the lights, then we miss opportunity for God to do his thing. And that's I don't think it's different. I do think sometimes some artists may get caught up in those lights, you know, and they miss out on the opportunity to minister. But independent artists, they have their lane, they know what they're doing. And they're not being controlled by what the label says works and what brings in that money that they owe them back for doing all that stuff. You know, so I do believe that is the difference. And all of you guys touched on a little bit of all of that. So that's why I love independent artists. And I mean, that's just me. I love it. I love it. I love it. I never want the ministry to get lost. And that's the biggest thing. You guys, we're going to have to wrap up. I know we're about to go over time. I wish we had another hour or so. But I definitely appreciate each of you guys coming on. What I want to do is go around the table. I want to go around again and have you guys just tell us how we can get in touch with you and what you got coming up. If you need some support and some financial support, just backing for them to be at the event. Anything you need right now and how we can get in touch with you, go ahead and let us know. We're going to start with you, Miss Polli.
Yes. I thank you so much for having me. And
Amen.
You all can basically reach me on Facebook, Instagram under I Am Polli Crusade. You know, a lot of things coming up for the summer with comedian Stefan, and we're also filming the Anybody's Game movie with Angela Phillips as the writer and director. So we're doing that, and it's going to premiere this summer, 2018.
Amen.
And guys,
Amen.
Inbox me if you need. Inbox me if you need my help. If you need me to come out and support everything that's going on in you guys' life, I'm definitely willing to do that.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Are you in Tennessee? Are you in Memphis?
Yes, I live in Olive Branch, Mississippi, but I work in Memphis.
What? Girl, we're gonna have to look up. I'm down here in Jackson. We'll talk. I'll inbox you or something.
Okay, definitely do that.
All right, Miss. Let's go to Kent.
All right, you can reach me. You can reach me at Prison to Power, prisontopower.org. That's the name of the nonprofit. If you're really looking to donate or anything to help out with helping the kids and helping the prisoners, you can go there and donate. You can also reach me on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Kent Osbourne 35. I also have a website. You can reach me on my website, www.kentosbourne.com. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, and I have a book getting ready to come out.
Yes.
July 4th, it will be out. You know, you can pre-order it right now. And basically, like I said, the book puts you in the mind of a menace to society, our boys in the hood. You know, if you ever watch that movie, it's kind of the things I went through growing up, but it has a good ending. It has a spiritual, positive ending. So that's the thing about it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of action, a lot of stuff went on, you know, what's going on with the kids and stuff today, what people do in the streets, but it got a positive ending that God can use anybody. So the book is going to be available July 4th. You can do pre-order. So I just ask all y'all to support the book, man. It's going to be a good read, and you're going to really enjoy it, and you're going to really, life going to be changed. You're going to be inspired, and you're going to be motivated.
Yeah. What's the name?
Thank you, Chanel. The book is called Prison to Power.
Okay, got you.
And thank you, Dr. Chanel, for having me on.
Amen. Amen. I want to also point out that Kent is going to be at the pet rally. So the pet rally Ree is putting on is right here, held in Palaca, Florida, on July 14th. And we're going to get a chance to hear his story. We're going to get a chance to see him live, ministering live.
Amen.
So if you guys have not heard about that, you guys want to be a part of that as a sponsor. The sponsor of that event is to benefit the Lee Conley House here in Palaca, Florida, which is a local domestic violence shelter here, doing a lot of amazing things, just bringing the community together and empowering the community. It's an empowerment event. If you want to give towards that, you want to come out and support, you want to, even if you ain't performing, you want to just come out and sell some product and things like that, you can be a part of that. So I encourage all of you guys to touch base with me and let me know if you want to do that. All right. So Kent, we'll see you in July. We're going to see you way before then, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out as well. All right.
Amen.
I'm gonna let Tiffany go next. I see your family coming in.
Praise I am a mother of 3. Yes. They came in a couple times. One time I had to leave out because
I seen you, girl.
They try to get minutes in of fame. I can be found at my website. First of all, is www.miztiffany.com. That's MIZTIFFANY.com. Also, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at official Ms. Tiffany. You can connect with me there as well. My EP is entitled I Ain't Preaching to the Choir, just like my single is out on all digital outlets, Amazon, Google Music Play, iTunes, Spotify, all of that. It's definitely out, and I have some events coming up, and I'll be posting it on my social media pages. And you can follow me.
Girl. we just put in your name. There it go.
Just Google me. Google Tiffany Coleman McGhee or Miss Tiffany. I promise you're gonna find something.
Yeah. Amen. I
That's
appreciate you, sis. Go ahead, Slim.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can find me. You can find me everywhere. Slim Vezzy. You can Google that. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Amazon, any place. Google Play. You can just type in my name. Blood Ball EP out right now. And I got a new project coming out with my wife on the upcoming hard hitting single.
That's
it's called Coming Out. It's a marriage ministry type thing we got going on. And you can also hit us up if you're in Memphis or surrounding area. We do, date nights for marriage couples and things like that. People trying to get married, trying to live a life out there. Go eating or Dave and Buster's.
Y'all so close by. You right
Right. I think our next event we're going to get some.
DJ Mac, we'll talk later too.
If you want to, book or donate or anything, he might have a link tree. It goes to almost everything that has something going on with my ministry that I steward over. So just hit me up.
Amen.
Cool.
Amen.
All right, David, you take us out, David.
All right. This right here,
He got the whole CD, y'all.
Yeah. See, I did better now, y'all. See, I ain't thinking do it like this. This is how you supposed to do it. Yeah. Oh, David Benton. That's what my mama named me. You
look,
me?
she got you, David.
Oh, man, she gonna try to shine on me like that. But yeah, you can find me on all social media platforms. Facebook, David Benton. We got a website, beyonddefense.com. I'm gonna be in a movie. Probably started in 2019 through a writer who used to co-write with Tyler Perry. It's gonna be called Heart of a Dope Man. We are continue to do the Silence the Violence movement. And I'm gonna be in my first little movie. I'm gonna get my act on and stuff. I'm gonna be
That's right.
and then I'm gonna take one of the roles from Miss Tiffany because I'm gonna get them roles. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't the only one gonna be star in no movie. You know what I'm saying? What? Yeah, and and also I thank God I'm be receiving an award for doing things in the community. I'm gonna be receiving an award alongside with Paul Mooney.
Amen.
Wow.
Cat Williams gonna be making an appearance. I feel like a real celebrity. This is what I want to do when I grow up.
Oh my God.
I just want to thank my mom, my dad.
I want to give them your acceptance.
The Lord. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to practice my speech now,
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me. Y'all go on YouTube, David Benton. I got like 10, 11 videos. I just came out with a video yesterday called Words Never Hurt Me. Y'all hit me up on Facebook. I'm simple. I come to your crib and we can eat some fried chicken and some.
You didn't give me none, but you was
hot sauce. Hold on. What I see? Look, y'all see this right here? She told me don't put this on air, so I had to be sophisticated. Y'all see the got the hot sauce. That's how we do it. That's how we do it in Knox Vegas.
All right, guys. It's been so fun. I've been chilling back in the cut. It's been so fun. I'm glad you all were able to come on. Miss Polli, I'm sad I'm not able to see you, but I thank you guys for being good. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank all of you.
Thank you, TRANELL.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, TRANELL.
Welcome. It's been so fun. All of you guys, you're gonna hear from me again soon. So be looking out for that. God bless you all. If you are looking to tune in to the Late Night with Dr. T, make sure you tune in on Thursdays again at 8:00 right here on Positive Power. All right. You guys have a blessed night. I'm praying for you all continually, and just keep watching. Make sure you like and share this video. I don't care if it is about to end. You make sure you still like and share it afterwards. All right. It's powerful.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
See you again next week.
All right.
All right.
Bless you all.
Guest. Shooting on the beat.
I'm a two-time loser, convicted felon. The path that I chose led me to doing time. Cause when you're living in sin, trouble ain't hard to find. Mom always told me you'll be dead or either in jail. I never understood what she meant until I failed. I came close to being dead people plenty time, but it was by the grace of God that I'm still alive. I didn't deserve it, but he gave it to me anyway. I'm thankful for your mercy, Lord, each and every day. It ain't a day that goes by that I don't talk to you. I'm in need of your perfection and protection. I done came a long way from how I used to be. When people see me now, they can't believe that it's me. My conversations ain't the same anymore. You can tell how I talk that I love the Lord. I'm in church every Sunday like clockwork. I even bring my family and friends to my church. My mission is to save souls and touch lives. Missionary trip, ministering worldwide. Using my talents and my gifts so I can reach you. Somebody that they can respect and look up to. A role model like my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who never hesitated to help save a life. I don't do the things that
Slide Worldwide Podcast.
Can't let this slide no more.
Majestic sounds.
Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Ain't gonna worry about what you say. Ain't got time for the games you play. I'm a little right, watch and pray. I'm a little right, watch and pray. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Ain't gonna worry about what you say. Ain't got time for the games you play. I'm a little right, watch and pray. I'm a little right, watch and pray. In God I trust. These spiritual riches for us. Some gon' hate and say it's luck like pure gold. We glisten, bro. No blunt, but I'm rolling up. Jesus on me, I'm a soldier. Chopping the head off a cobra. Creep around and get caught. I'm blood boss. Work more than you can pay, boss. I don't care if you Rick Ross. Get some salt for them dry bones. He'll come on in when we all alone. Write the word on like a stone tablet. Yeah, Moses had it. Stand ready, it's automatic. This good time can't take for granted. Praying daily, clear the static. The devil boy, he's so dramatic. He tries best to get me distracted. Lights, camera, word, and action, I ain't hearing it. God love, no fearing it. Don't play with the enemy, period. Like a heart attack, I'm so serious. A homie who lost might think I'm delirious. Getting higher than a skyscraper. Without the green, without the paper. My God is a lifesaver. He gave me favor, he gave me favor. Gave me breath like a respirator. I rest on it when it's complicated. Yeah. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Ain't gonna worry about what you say. Ain't got time for the games you play. I'm a little right, watch and pray. I'm a little right, watch and pray. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Ain't gonna worry about what you say. Ain't got time for the games you play. I'm a little right, watch and pray. I'm a little right, watch and pray. I bow my head not to Buddha, rap by or Medusa. I know who my ruler is. Then fall for temptation. When he was on that mountain, these folks are possessed. They run their lip, rebuke the evil, don't even trip. I'll walk with Jesus, no need to limp. His power, his love is infinite. Mercy, grace, forgiveness. Come back to his ways again and again. No longer fooled by the wolves and them sheep suits. All eyes on you to cheat and devour you for your blessings. Thank God for this life, it came with lessons. Only through him I'm getting the message that Bible out, it is a weapon. His word is real with no deception. Straight like that, I just respect. I don't wanna burn, trying to fake it. I know it's right and I still forsake it. I fall to pride like we all do. Secret sin, high like a double agent. When the rent due, you contemplate. Jesus is my motivation. They cross bear in the situation. Humble spirit, I'm more patient. No compromise with that boy say. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Ain't gonna worry about what you say. Ain't got time for the games you play. I'm a little right, watch and pray. I'm a little right, watch and pray. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Nah, devil, not today. Not today. Ain't gonna worry about what you say. Ain't got time for the games you play. I'm a little right, watch and pray. I'm a little right, watch and pray.
You're listening to Your Slide Worldwide Podcast.
Cause I'm blind, cause he blind, cause she blind, cause we blind. Soar, like an eagle. Soar, like an eagle. Cause I'm blind, cause he blind, cause she blind, cause we blind. Soar, like an eagle. Soar, like an eagle. 15,000 feet spreading my eagle wings. The Bible got me sharper than an eagle beam. That's why I listen when Jesus speak. Woo. When the preacher preaches, the teacher reaches just to meet your needs. Just because you wearing Jesus peace don't mean you know how to defeat the beast. Free indeed. That's why I'm dealing stressed. Stick by stick, I'm building my nest. When danger come, I should have protect other people's property. Ain't down with the OPP. I'm down with the Jordan, CMG. Hear the land beyond the fence in OBC. You got that eagle eye. You can see from a mile away. When you die, you can ride today when the sky's gray. Sit back, relax, and smile and pray. You can fly away to the heaven above, where God bless second to none. Where He connected with us, accepted with love. So we have blessed the Lord. I'm confessing the Lord. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's why I'm a sword. Up and away, and ain't no way that I ain't gonna lie no more. People don't cry anymore, but they need to. It'll make you feel better, ain't free too. One love like evil. Jesus Christ will never forsake you, know what it is.
Cause he fly. Cause she fly. Cause we fly.
Soar, like an eagle. Soar, like an eagle.
Cause I'm fly. Cause he fly. Cause she fly. Cause we fly.
Soar, like an eagle. Soar, like an eagle.
I'm down with Pastor On and my family DB. Yeah, we soar like an eagle. Welcome to OBC. This so easy like 1, 2, 3. Better hold on tight when you fly with me. Holy Spirit mixed with G-O-D. Jesus swag is what you see. We was meant to fly. Father, let the angels sing. Haters try to clip my fly. Walk in the light, no Billy Jean. My light be make heaven's ring. Ain't it bad as it seem, I mean? Better get to going flapping your wings to get up on this jet stream. You know what I mean? Pastor Arnold try to teach you how to soar like eagles. Lay it down beyond the fence and bring it to the people. Run it back a prequel. Say it again, no sequel. Soar above the evil. Faith, there is no equal.
I soar, and we soar. Let God take you places that you ain't been before. I soar, and we soar. Let God take you places that you ain't been before. Cause I'm fly. Cause he fly. Cause she fly. Cause we fly.
Soar, like an eagle. Soar, like an eagle.
Cause I'm fly. Cause he fly. Cause she fly. Cause we fly.
Soar, like an eagle. Soar, like an eagle. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, it make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, it make me wanna go boom. When I clap my hand, stomp my feet, it make me wanna go boom. It make me wanna go boom. It make me wanna go boom. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, it make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, it make me wanna go boom. When I clap my hand, stomp my feet, it make me wanna go boom. It make me wanna go. It make me wanna go boom. For real. Religion will kill you. I know killers who kill killers and real dealers who will deal with you. Plenty of real with 6 figures. They don't understand till they deal with us. I'm teaching the children how they can be winning. I'm giving the vision with that religion. Conditioned by the system, mentally in prison, and I'm diminishing innocence. Capability beyond limitations. My demonstration is militant. I'm a stone cold gentleman, and I colder than they ever been. It hurt me to set you in. My medicine come with a blessing in it. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all go, wait a minute. The statute of limitations on my spirit is never ending, that's why I'm grinning. That's why I handle business, staying optimistic, cause the crooked system is ballistic. Sticking to the mission, cause my position is way bigger than being a Christian. There's so much hate in my residence, disrespecting my race from the president. America screwed up, she's not celebrating. African American is not my heritage. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, it make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, it make me wanna go boom. When I clap my hand, stomp my feet, it make me wanna go boom. It make me wanna go. It make me wanna go boom. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, it make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, it make me wanna go boom. When I clap my hand, stomp my feet, it make me wanna go boom. It make me wanna go. It make me wanna go boom.
So why is you faking? You know we ain't playing. See, you was fugazi, just nothing crazy. Father, come save me. Devil, what you even talking about? Like, you was sent to lie straight up out your mouth. So, blood brothers together, let the world feel the boom. Yes, it's outside. All I see is the doom. I'm not sure who is you. Yeah, my swag's to the room. My ghost rider so holy, I let the spirit fill the room. I know that you know. Yeah, I know that you know. Yes, I know that you know, cause I've been told you so. The end of days is coming. See bodies on flow. Talk about my info, yeah, like water I flow. And I pray for you pagans, I give you some more. But you gotta chill though. Don't let that tea spill though. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I tell you the truth. Father, please forgive them, for they know what they do. Put their faith in the government, took their eyes off of you.
They put their faith in the government, they took their eyes off of you.
Boom, I'm frustrated, I can't take it, he make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, he make me wanna go boom. I clap my hands, stomp my feet, he make me wanna go boom. He make me wanna go, he make me wanna go boom. I'm frustrated, I can't take it, he make me wanna go boom. I'm tired of seeking, I'm sick and tired, he make me wanna go boom. I clap my hands, stomp my feet, he make me wanna go boom. He make me wanna go. He make me wanna go boom.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XL.